Namaste, Sitaram, a pleasant good morning. Welcome to Rudraaya. I am your host, Nisha Sharma, and Rudraaya is being brought to you with the kind compliments of Maharudradev Mandir. And of course, the Mandir is located at 850 Tapscott Road, Unit 34 in Scarborough, with Tapscott and McNichol being our closest intersection. And today's theme in Rudraaya would be, how do we face problems and challenges in our life? And as we are in the midst of COVID and it continues, it does pose different challenges for each one of us. So how are you to cope with that, and what does that mean for us? So throughout the program today, we'll be discussing that. For now, we will join our spiritual leader, Pandit Ravi Sharma, for our pravachan. Enjoy.
Someone tells us good morning, good afternoon. Devotees, we would always have something pleasant to say. Devotees, we always have to be most careful. And perhaps I can share with you a true incident. You know, on one occasion, I was making a left turn. I had a left turn in a major highway here. And so I was making this left turn. And by error, I happened to sidetrack one individual who was in a bigger vehicle than my one. And I put up my hand to say that I'm sorry, but I think this lady was thinking something else. And so what she did, her glass was tinted, and she drove and she pulled straight in front of me. So then I am not no fighter, so I just set my glass down, and I saw this lady jump out with a piece of wood in her hand. And so she was walking up to my car. Now I'm getting worried. But when she came up to me, she said, "Oh, Pandit, is you? Forgive me." So then I stopped. I said, "Oh, I apologize." She said, "Oh, Pandit, you lucky. Because if you wasn't the Pandit and I didn't know you, then there would be arresting me on the spot here. Not me, but her." Devotees, so sometimes I spoke to her afterwards. And I said, "Oh, this is not the way to behave. What if it was someone else, a young child for that matter? Were you really prepared to use a weapon like this? You would have gotten arrested if such had happened." Devotee, she said yes. She said, "I thought she was taking anger management lessons." So I said, "Come to Mandir, do some anger management lessons. Chant Om, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare." Devotees, excellence is not an act, but there is a habit that we have to form. Devotees, as we are coming down towards the end, we have to remember the inspiring lines that are taught to us. And so we must reach and grasp all of these opportunities. In the last lesson that I will share with you, that we should never ever give up, and we should face all adversities that is there in front of us. That sometimes the adversities, they come like hurling, like huge boulders. And some say that when it rains, it pours. Have you heard of this saying? When it rains, it pours. Because just as when we feel that things can get more bad, guess what? It gets more bad. Devotees, so this is where perhaps it has stated. And it comes like without warning. And so, when we want something that is so dear, and the good Lord Himself chooses that no, that you cannot have it, do we put up a tantrum, like a little child, a little baby who doesn't get what they want? Devotees, we have to all embrace it. We can either succumb to self-pity, wiring one hand in despair, or we can decide to deal with the situation and the courage that we have learned. Devotees, let me share with you one last story as we conclude. There was this man who saw his little child struggling. They were trying to put together a jigsaw puzzle, just a puzzle. And so this child was trying for hours and hours and hours, but the child couldn't succeed. And so the father told towards the child that, "Why don't you just give up?" And the child looked at the father and said, "But Daddy, that is not the right thing to do. And so the father tried, and he couldn't put it together. And so he said, oh, listen, you on your own. Devotees, after some time, the father came back and he saw that the child had put together this puzzle. Guess what? He rewarded the child, but then he felt sorry for what he had told the child. Because if he had told the child, just give up and don't waste your time, that you're just wasting time, you can never put together this difficult puzzle. And if the child had listened towards the father at that time, guess what? They would have left it. But the child, through perseverance, the child itself, through this perseverance, put together with all effort. Devotees, such as what when we put together all the attributes that have been bestowed upon us. And these are life lessons. I tell you, many go try and buy all different type of life coaches. Life coaches in Sanatana Dharma call us gurus.
बनवारी रे जिनके सहारा तेरा नाम रे मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे बनवारी रे जिनके सहारा तेरा नाम रे मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे ज्योति दुनिया ज्योति बंधन ज्योति है यह माया ज्योति दुनिया ज्योति बंधन ज्योति है यह माया ज्योत सास का आना जाना ज्योति है यह काल ओ यह सांचो तेरे नाम रे बनवारी रे जिनके सहारा तेरा नाम रे मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे रंग में तेरे ही रंग में गिरिधर चोर दिया जग सारा रंग में तेरी रंग में गिरिधर चोर दिया जग सारा बन गए तेरी प्रेम की जोगी लेकर मन एक तारा ओ मुझे प्यारो तेरे नाम रे बनवारी रे जिनके सहारा तेरा नाम रे मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे दर्शन तेरा जिस दिन पाओ हर चिंता मिट जाए दर्शन तेरा जिस दिन पाओ हर चिंता मिट जाए जीवन मेरा इन चरणों में आशा की ज्योत जलाए ओ मेरी बाहर पकड़ लो शाम रे बनवारी रे जिनके सहारा तेरा नाम रे मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे बनवारी रे जिनके सहारा तेरा नाम रे मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम
Sam Samunder, Extra Staffing Solutions. Sam and his team have been providing quality temporary staffing to various companies throughout the GTA since 2001. We have competitive rates, we take care of all your recruitment needs and payroll cost, and we provide transportation. Our friendly and knowledgeable recruiters are here to assist you, whether you are looking for permanent or temporary employees, for industrial or office needs. So call us now at 647-693-7745 or visit our website at www.extrastaffing.ca. My dear viewers, I hope you've enjoyed this morning's pravachan, and as I mentioned to you, we are speaking about challenges and problems, especially during this time. You have your unique challenges and problems. I have my unique challenges and problems. And what does that mean? Well, challenges and problems help us to grow. So we should keep that in mind, that when things happen, it don't just happen to us, it happens for us to help us grow. With that in mind, we'll enter straight into our health segment, and I'd like to introduce you Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon.
Sitaram and welcome to Health Corner. I am Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, and on today's episode, we are talking about allergic reactions. Allergic reactions are very common and have been increasing in recent years. There's a very wide spectrum of allergic reactions, varying from very mild symptoms such as itching eyes and sneezing to very severe reactions where difficulty breathing or death may actually occur. It is very important to understand what allergic reactions are and how we can help identify and treat it. Allergic reactions occur when a person's immune system reacts to a substance that is normally harmless. This otherwise harmless substance that triggers an allergic reaction is called an allergen. There are many allergens, but these generally can be divided into foods such as nuts, eggs, or seafood, environmental allergens such as dust, pollen, pet hair, latex, and flowers, toxins such as bee or wasp stings and poison ivy, and medications of any variety. The symptoms of an allergic reaction can vary from mild to very severe. Mild forms of allergic reactions may include irritation of the nose, sneezing, itching, rash, and red watering eyes. Inhaled allergens may trigger asthma, causing more concerning symptoms such as shortness of breath, coughing, and wheezing. The most severe allergic reactions involve a whole body response, also called anaphylaxis. With anaphylaxis, there can be large rashes on the skin, difficulty breathing, swelling of the lips, the tongue, or the throat, low blood pressure, nausea or vomiting, and may even lead to death if not treated immediately. Just like there is a wide spectrum of symptoms of allergic reactions, there's a wide spectrum of treatments to match the severity. It is important to see a physician immediately if the symptoms are anything but mild. Mild allergic reactions may only need avoidance of the allergen and sometimes an antihistamine such as Benadryl. Moderate reactions may require antihistamines and steroid treatment, such as prednisone, for a few days. More severe reactions, such as anaphylaxis, require immediate administration of epinephrine, followed by steroids and antihistamines. We should all be able to identify these severe anaphylactic reactions and know how to treat with epinephrine. Many who suffer from anaphylactic reactions actually carry an epinephrine auto-injector. If someone is experiencing an allergic reaction that results in difficulty breathing or swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, then we should all know how to administer the epinephrine auto-injector. This is an EpiPen, which is the most common auto-injector. To use this device, you hold the EpiPen in the palm of your hand and point the blue to the sky. You slip off the lid, and then you inject directly into your thigh and hold down for about 10 seconds. This EpiPen delivers a dose of epinephrine through the clothing and into the muscles. It is very important that if you use the EpiPen for an allergic reaction, that you then go to the emergency department for further treatment and monitoring. Many people are unable to identify exactly what triggered their allergic reaction. For these first-time or new allergic reactions, it is important to write down all the new exposures for the past week. This list will be crucial to the allergist that can then do skin testing to identify what your specific allergy is and how severe it is. Allergic reactions are extremely common and can be very serious in some cases. Hopefully this talk has shed some light on how they present and what we can do in an emergency situation. Thank you for joining us on Health Corner, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week on Rudraaya.
Sam Samunder, Extra Staffing Solutions. Sam and his team have been providing quality temporary staffing to various companies throughout the GTA since 2001. We have competitive rates, we take care of all your recruitment needs and payroll cost, and we provide transportation. Our friendly and knowledgeable recruiters are here to assist you, whether you are looking for permanent or temporary employees, for industrial or office needs. So call us now at 647-693-7745 or visit our website at www.extrastaffing.ca. My dear viewers, I hope you've enjoyed this morning's health segment. And of course, Dr. Ramkisoon would like to send kudos to him because, as you know, this time during COVID, the frontline staff, which is your health staff, are very, very busy. And he still finds the time to make these presentations so that he can present to you, so that you can learn something on Rudraaya. So I'd also like to thank him. So for next coming up is our corporate segment. Would like to get straight into that with our host, Kamalji from Lotus Funeral Home.
Sitaram and Namaste. My name is Kamal Bardwaj and I'm the owner of Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center in Toronto and Kitchener Funeral Homes and Crematorium in Kitchener. I'm also a licensed funeral director. Today, I would like to talk about how important it is to have good communication in the family when you are alive. Too often, when someone passes away, the family is struggling to find important information that they have to deal with, such as bank accounts, bank PIN number, insurance policy, investment info, etc. If the surviving spouse or surviving family do not know where the investments or bank accounts are located, then after some time, that money can be claimed by the Bank of Canada as unclaimed money. This is so sad when this happens because the person who passed away worked so hard during their life to save this money, which could have been passed down to the family. It is important to know if the person who passed away had any benefit covered for funeral expenses through work benefit, or even if they were part of a union where funeral benefits were available as well. At Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center and at Kitchener Funeral Homes and Crematorium, we operate 7 days a week and 24 hours a day. Our crematorium is located in our building, so we never have to leave our building in cold or bad weather for cremation. Our crematorium space can have a large group of people to attend the witnessing of the cremation as well. For Hindu families, we can provide all the puja items, including fresh leaves and a hab and kund. We have large halls that can accommodate large seating and smaller ones as well. We are centrally located for families in the west and families in the east. For more information, please contact me from the telephone number on the screen. Thank you for watching and see you next week on Rudraaya. Sitaram.
Life is beautiful, but death is inevitable. I realized this when my dad passed away. So much pain, and amidst all this, the worry of arranging a funeral. Thankfully, in all this, Kamal stood by me. From the viewing to the cremation, he arranged it all at one location. once someone is gone, they don't come back. But Lotus Funeral Home knows how to give them a respectable farewell.
Lotus Funeral Home. Life must be celebrated.
धैया पी गए सारा रा 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 रात शाम सपने में आए धैया पी गए धैया पी गए सारा रा 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 रात शाम सपने में आए रात शाम सपने में आए जब शाम मोरे खिड़की खोली जब शाम मोरे खिड़की खोली खिड़की करे गए खिड़की करे गए सारा रा 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 रात शाम सपने में आए रात शाम सपने में आए धैया पी गए धैया पी गए सारा रा 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 रात शाम सपने में आए रात शाम सपने में आए जब शाम मेरे भैया पकड़ी जब शाम मेरे भैया पकड़ी भैया करे गए भैया करे गए सारा रा 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 रात शाम सपने में आए रात शाम सपने में आए धैया पी गए सारा रा 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 रात शाम सपने में आए रात शाम सपने में आए जब शाम मेरे माखन खायो जब शाम मेरो माखन खायो मत की पूरे गए सारा रा 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 रात शाम सपने में आए रात शाम सपने में आए धैया पी गए सारा रा 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 रात शाम सपने में आए रात शाम सपने में आए जब शाम मेरी चूनर जत की
गा म प धा म प म गा म रे सा ला नि सा सावन के प्रभु ताता सावन के प्रभु ताता सावन के प्रभु चूरच रे मैंने घड़ी पाल चीना प्रभु ताता सावन के re ga re sa la ni sa sa ma ne re ga ma pa.
Come to the end of another segment of Rudraaya. I hope you've enjoyed today's segment. And of course, as we are still in the midst of COVID, our Monday remains closed. But we are taking visits by appointments only. So if you'd like to visit the Mandir, please call us at the number on the screen, Pandit Ravi's number, and we would be sure to book an appointment for you to meet with Pandit. If you'd like to do a puja, if you'd like your patra read, please also call us and let us know, and Pandit will be able to book an appointment to meet with you. Would like to thank our kind sponsors at Maharujadev Mandir, as well as our executive producer, Gary Khan, for making Rudraaya possible. So again, I started off by saying, you know what? Challenges and problems we all have, especially during this COVID time. How you react to them is the key to successfully dealing with them. And so if you have an open mind and you are thankful for the problems and challenges you face, it will present a whole new level of benefits and growth for you. So keep that in mind, and until we meet next week, have a blessed week. Namaste.
Sa